Hi, everybody. Welcome to Capital to the Coast BNI. My name is Mike Manning. Each week, we bring you a local small business success story in one of our 37 chapters spanning from the Triangle, which is Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, all the way to New Bern and Jacksonville and points in between. If you are not familiar with BNI, it is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. And our goal through the giver's gain mentality is to help each other grow their business. And your local small business success story is me today. Uh, and we're going to talk about, from a business standpoint, staying top of mind. So if you have a business, you want people, when they see you, they think of your business. And so when they get into a conversation with somebody who needs what you do, yours is the only name that comes to mind. And that's the goal we want to get to stay top of mind. And there are many ways to stay top of mind. To explain this a little bit better, think of all the advertising you see on TV. Nike, Coca Cola, Amazon, movies, anything like that. You see that commercial a lot because there's all kinds of data that says you need to be, you need to see somebody's logo 7 to 9 times before you decide if you're going to think about their product or service. So that is staying top of mind. A lot of times they just run a commercial. Sometimes they're not selling anything. They're just like, hey, don't forget about us. Kind of like a monthly newsletter. If you have a business and you send a monthly newsletter out, really all you're doing is waving at people. Hey, still here. Don't forget about me. Not selling you anything because I don't want to sell you anything. I just want to remind you that I'm still here and I'm still doing what I'm doing. And in that newsletter, it can be a tip from your industry. So we're early March now. We've got spring cleaning. We know that coming up. So what's a tip? You're an HVAC person, you're a landscaper, you're a residential cleaner, doesn't matter. What's a tip? Your taxes are due soon. What's a tip if you're a CPA? The second thing is a fun uh, recipe, seasonal recipe, something like that. Okay. And then the last one is a funny did you know? It can be about your industry, can be about your town, could be about one of your favorite subjects, doesn't matter. But all you are doing is staying top of mind. And that is one of our goals of business owners. There's many ways to do that. You can network a lot. The more people see you, the more they think, oh, Mike, business coach, or Amnon, internet service provider. We've had other guests. Okay. So that's one thing you want to look at. So there's number of ways to do that. So kind of broke this down. Some people have worked from home businesses. Some people have, I got a job business. So I've got to be out and about. I'm in the office. So we're going to kind of break these down. So the work from home is a lot of that is on the digital side. If you don't get out to meet a lot of people, a lot of your communication could be Zoom or phone or social media. So we want to be, when we talk about social media, the number one word to remember is consistency. Because how many times do you see something from somebody and then don't see it again for a while? For example, one of the things when I go to somebody's website and they have a blog section, I go straight there. I want to know the last time they posted something. So if I see their last blog post was September of 2024, like, okay, well, they don't really do that much anymore. And again, that's fine. But you need to be consistent. If you're going to post on social media, and I'm going through this right now, trying to kind of redo what I do with my coaching business, with this show, looking at another business show, is how am I going to promote it? Because you may have the greatest product in the world, but if people don't know about it, they're not going to buy it because they don't know it's out there. So the product may not do you any good. because nobody knows to buy it. So that's where social media, networking, word of mouth comes in to tell people, hey, this is a brand new product on the market. Here's the solution it provides to clients. So we have to be consistent. So, Mondays and Thursdays, you have to post on LinkedIn. Tuesdays and Fridays, you post on Facebook. Wednesday, you do something else, but you have to be consistent with doing that. And I'm a convert to Chat GPT. I upgraded to the $8 a month package. Love it. I run all kinds of ideas through Chat GPT, and I get wonderful. I know 90% of what I want to do sometimes, and they're the 10% that I need to put it into context. They format better than I do. I don't really have a creative mind as far as designing. So if I want a one sheet for a coaching client to have 7 bullet points with one descriptor beneath it, and it looks good, I upload the information, and it spits it out in a one sheet that I can print out and present. So it can help you with that as well. Testimonials. You as the consumer, if somebody says, "Oh, you got to check out this new restaurant or this new movie," are you the type to go on their website? If you're buying something on Amazon, which my wife does, she's very good at it. She looks for reviews. And a 3.5, when you have if you have a 3.5 in 5-star review, 1 out of 5 review, that could mean something. If there's 3 people, maybe not. If there's 138 people on there and you're 3.5, that could mean something. You may need to do a little bit more a deep dive to figure that out. But nobody's going to sell your business better than your happy clients. Because when you tell somebody about somebody they need to hire, and the first words out of your mouth is, "Oh, they've been doing that for me for 6 years. Love them." That's the ultimate compliment. You just need to call Mike. Here's why. Instead of having to give them 4 different bullet points on why they should call me or whoever, here's why. Oh, yeah, he's been helping me out with this for 5 years. Ultimate compliment. So we want testimonials, we want success stories, but we've got to make it easy for them to put that on our website. So there are ways to send a link for somebody to write a review that goes straight to your social media uh, places. Okay, so think about that. With social media, for me at least, I always thought, oh, just get a bunch of likes. Kinda like going to a networking event and getting 28 business cards, but you never set up a meeting. Now I know that was a waste of time. If I never set up a meeting with you, oh, I'm going to call you later. And we know later becomes April 24th. Okay? So on social media, likes are good, but you want engagements. So you post about your new product. Let's say you're a travel agent and you're promoting the Caribbean before hurricane season. And you post, hey, I've got these great deals at this sandals resort, that sandals resort, whoever you what you want to do. You want people to engage. Oh, we had never thought about that. Do you have some more information about that trip? Now you got somebody interested because they're talking to you. They want to talk to you. They have commented. They've engaged on your post. A like is, oh, that'd be cool one day to go to uh, Barbados. You didn't really connect with them, but when they engage, now you can answer back. Oh yeah, Mike, I've sent, and a lot of times the really good travel agents have already been there. They get invited to these places because they're paid by the location. You don't pay travel agents. The destinations pay them, and a lot of times they'll invite them there, give them the 5-star treatment, so they'll promote it to their clients when they're looking. Hey, we want to go to the Caribbean. We want an all-inclusive package somewhere in the Caribbean. Oh, I've got the best place for you. You want people to start a conversation. The other thing is, do you have a 1-minute video on your phone that you can post about your product or service? Can you start a weekly tip sheet? Something. Hey, it's Monday. This is Mike with so and so. Here's my tip for the week for you. Again, If I know it's coming out every Monday afternoon, I'm going to go look for it, certainly at the latest by Tuesday morning. What's the tip? Again, consistency. And then do you follow up? If you're a business owner, I know you've gotten a client before and you said, "Hey, so how'd you hear about us?" Well, Mike, you're the only one that called me back. That's how you got my phone call back to you. Yeah, many businesses have gotten business because they are the only one or the first one to call them back. In the home services world, you need a plumber, electrician, anything like that. You call my phone and you get a voicemail, you're gonna leave a message, you're gonna count about 8 minutes, and then you're gonna call the next person in line if I've not called you back. That's where AI comes in. We talked about that last week with Angela Chamberlain with Kana Consulting. Uh, have someone answer your phone because if you're the consumer, you just want to know you were heard. Oh, I talked to somebody. It may be AI. That's fine, but you know your request is going somewhere. It doesn't happen as much anymore, but years gone by, and sadly, not too many years gone by. Hey, this is Mike with XYZ Cleaning. Leave a message here, and we promise you we'll be back to you within 24 hours. Yeah, don't put that on your voicemail. That's a deal. That's a buzzkill right there, and a deal killer right there. Don't do that. So be consistent. Get some testimonials and success stories. You gotta post things that will trigger engagement on social media, and then you want to create some sort of tip of the week, kind of like a mini series. You can do it month at a time, topic at 3 weeks at a time on one topic. That's fine too. And then you got to follow up with people. If they call you, you've got to have a schedule where you're following up with them just to let them know, I got your message. Let's chat. When's a good time? Let's set up an appointment. They may want you to come out and look at something at their house before they hire you. Great. But the fact that you called them back, at least you're still on their radar. So in person, and these are some in person strategies, and some of these can go for the work at home as well. The last time you got a handwritten thank you note was when, and how powerful was that? So think about that. Um, there's some send out, I think it's send out cards where you can. So I got this a couple years ago. I was talking with a lady, and we're both grandparents. And of course, we talked about that most of the time, but then we got to business. And she sent me a send out card in the mail. I think it showed up 4 days later. She went on my social media page, pulled out a picture of one of my grandkids that I had posted, put that in the card. That, hey, it was great hearing you talk about Oliver, and a picture of him. And it was handwritten note. Oh, I still have those cards. I keep those. So are you doing that? With your clients, do you know when their birthdays are? Do you know when one of their kids were born? Do you stay in touch with them so you can send them that birthday card? You can send them a note. Hey, I know it's been a few months. How's little Jimmy doing? You know, something. Again, people are buying people, they're buying relationships. So if you're staying in touch with people, they're going to remember you quicker. If somebody says, hey, do you have a landscape? Oh, yes, I do. Because you've stayed top of mind with them. You want to be a connector. So when you go to a networking event um, of any kind, chamber, BNI, anything, do you really listen or are you there to transact? I'm going there to get a client. I don't care what anybody else says. I need to find a client. All right. It's going to be tough. And the relationships are the long runway. You and I meet today, later on this afternoon. There's a networking event. We're both going to be there. We chat for a minute. We find a connection with whatever grandparenting, Raleigh, SEC football, small business ownership, whatever. And then we agree to meet on Friday morning and have coffee. That's when things are really going to kick off. So anytime you go somewhere, listen and plan on setting 1 or 2 meetings with people you even remotely think you guys could help each other or you really know you can help each other. That's why I always tell people, find the connecting point. We'll get to the business, but find the connecting point, right? I have people in my phone that friends of mine that are grandparents, and next to their name or in parentheses, I have their grandkids' name. That's what we start talking about. I've got friends we talk baseball. I've got friends we talk golf. I've got friends we talk about Raleigh because we both grew up here. We'll get to the business. But what's the connector point? And when you introduce people, I love a good email introduction. So I will know, generally, my goal is to know something about each of the people. Hey, Susie, when you and Jimmy do finally talk, ask Jimmy about this. Great story. And Jimmy, when you and Susie finally talk, ask Susie about this. You're going to love the ending. So the first thing they're going to talk about are those one or both of those two things. And the stress level comes down. Oh, I'm meeting with Jimmy. He's probably going to sell me something. Find the connecting point because people don't want to talk about themselves, but they love sharing a story when asked. Most people will not stand up in front of a room and start talking. But if they're asked, hey, does anybody, when I do chapter training, first question is, how many people in here are grandparents? 4 or 5 hands raised said, guess what we're going to talk about, what we do one-to-one. And the other thing is, always, if it's a big enough room, I ask people if they grew up in the Northeast. And usually 1 or 2 hands go up, but that's all I'm interested in. I just need one. Said, I always ask my friends from the Northeast, how many times did you jump off your roof into a snowdrift in your front or backyard? And I just want the smile. I'll get to the story, but the smile tells me they got a story, right? So now I know something to talk about with them when we do talk. And then if I get around to referring them to somebody, oh, ask Mary about jumping off the roof one day with her brother into 6 feet of snow. Now you got something to talk about, but that's what connectors do. That's how we connect people quicker and easier. It's with a story. Do you host or attend regular events? If you're out and about, it can be BNI. You could create a workshop free. You can charge people. Doesn't matter. There's get different answers on that. Should I charge for that? Totally up to you. But I've seen realtors and mortgage lenders do first time homebuyer seminar. Realtor invited her world, lender invited his world. Everybody met new people. Wonderful, wonderful place to start. So you can do things like that. You can create things, even if it exists elsewhere. You can create something. And you might just want a cold call. You might want to cold call 6 places. You went and bought this 6 key places you need to meet this week. You bought a dozen donuts for each, and you walk in and, hey, my name is Mike. Here's what I do. I know you folks are busy. Just want to leave some donuts. And who could I follow up with? Here's what we do. You got to ask. They're going to tell you, like, we already have that. It's like, great. And you say, you know what? I'd love it if you would keep my information because something, your person may get busy and you need to go to your bench. Love to be part of your bench, part of your Rolodex. And then do you celebrate your network? So again, a lot of times people won't brag on themselves, but if you have a really good referral partner or a really good client, do you celebrate them on social media or places you can talk? Why not? If you have a client or referral partner who was just voted the best of Cary or Apex or Charlotte, whoever, and they posted that on social media, we're so honored to be chosen as, do you repost that? And do you share that with your world? And, oh, yeah, congratulations to Jim and Susie on their business, rated the best of whatever. I've known them for a few years. I'm a client of theirs, love their donuts or love their cookies or love the way they trained my dog. It doesn't matter. but do you take the time out to do that? Again, that's going to keep you top of mind with Jim and Susie. Anytime you retweet something or share something on Facebook, that keeps you top of mind. So, are you doing much to stay top of mind? Are you doing anything to stay top of mind? Or do you follow the, they know what I do? Okay, let's break that down. So, technically, they know what you do, but do they know who to introduce you to? You may be a realtor and your wheelhouse is first time homebuyer, or your wheelhouse may be investors. So when they meet, so you have friends that are looking to buy their first house, and all you do is you remember that realtor. Okay. So there's a difference between, oh, yeah, my friend's a realtor. Oh, yeah, my friend's a realtor, loves, tell stories all the time about working with first time home buyers. I need to connect you with her. That's the goal. That's the goal of staying top of mind. So, how are you staying top of mind with everybody? So, what I'd love for you guys to do this week, and you can send me an email at Mike at openmictalk.com, and give me a success story. Give me something you've done. Pick one strategy this week and implement it consistently. So, we're talking about posting consistently. We're talking about getting a testimonial for your website. Do you have a tip of the week? Do you send out a monthly newsletter just waving at people? You send out handwritten notes. Did you create an event? So, what's something you decided to implement to continue staying top of mind for your current clients? Because remember, you got to stay top of mind with them. A couple of years ago, I changed my home and auto because my home and auto agent quit calling me, quit emailing me, quit following up with me. I only heard from them when it was time to renew, and I prefer being in relationships. Uh, I prefer being in relational situations, not transactional. You may be different. That's fine. But so openmictalk at gmail.com. So I knew the agent I was going to move my stuff to, and we talk on a regular basis. We just do. Okay. So small, consistent actions make a big difference in how people will remember you. You may send them a $2,000 client this week, and then you may not talk to them for 2 years. Now, they appreciate the client, but did they forget about you? Or do you, once every 3 months, send out a note about something? So, again, if you know what connects you to, I was at one of my BNI chapters this morning, and one of the guys in there is a huge New York Mets baseball fan, and that's what we talk about. Okay, I have sent quick texts about. Usually, a lot of them are sports related because I'm a sports fan. About, hey, I saw this neat article about your team. Thought you'd enjoy it. Didn't ask them for a thing. Did not ask them for a thing. We're friends first, but I want them to remember me as a business coach as well because they know what I do, right? So those things like that. So small, consistent actions make a big difference in how people remember you. So one last thing here before we go. I want you to go, this is March 9th. Um, I want you to go back to the week of October 9th. That's 5 months ago. I want you to look at the people you talked to that week. Have you talked to them since? Did you forget about them? Did they forget about you? You may assume your friends remember everything you do. They might, but do they, in the recall process, when they're asked for, hey, do you know a fill in the blank? Do you come top of mind pretty quick? Amnon, you got anything to add here? I know you've been busy, but
Mm,
you've been in business a long time. What are some of the things you've done in the past?
I mean, everything, all the tips that you're giving are just right on the spot. I mean, this is perfect. I can't think of anything. I mean, the main thing that sticks in my mind, and you always have to do that, is keep up with the customer.
Yeah. When was the
I mean,
last thank you you got from a customer? Did it was it
last
a
Friday,
handwritten note?
last Friday,
How did they thank you? What means did they letter, email, what?
she just said, "I'm gonna thank you for everything that you're doing for
Okay.
us." I mean, and she called to ask a question I haven't seen, or they didn't have a problem in a long time. And she asked the question that really is not that, no big deal. And when she was satisfied with the answer, she said, "And I'm not. I just want to remind you, thank you for everything that you're doing for us."
Yep. All you have to do, folks, just a simple even it let's say you met or you ran into somebody at a networking event you'd not seen in months. Perfect time, follow-up email, "Hey, Jenny, great seeing you again. Hope everything's good with family and the business. Uh, I'm gonna send you another note. We can set up a time for a cup of coffee and catch up." Just a simple thing like that. And then Jenny goes, "Oh, yeah, that's right. It was good to," again, the simple little things is what people are gonna remember because we need when somebody needs something, we want as many of our salespeople out there as we can get to remember us close to first. You may be one of three. That's fine. Some people, some businesses, like in the real estate world, in the mortgage world, in the insurance world, sometimes they have to one of their clients, they have to send three references. If a client calls them, "Hey, do you know anybody? Do you know a mechanic?" Well, here are the three names I have. Now, I can order them any way I want, and I can say whatever I want. Hey, here's a list of my mechanics. I've been going to Mike for 12 years. And then you give the name of Billy and the name of Susie. But I'm first with a note. So are you there that way with people? I always, when we talk about getting to know in BNI, one of the phrases we use is know, like, and trust. And I always ask people, are you on the short list to be sent to their mother's house? I don't know about you guys. Everybody's different, but that's one person in the world I never wanted to disappoint was my mom. So when she needed something, only the best of the best were going to go to visit her to help her with something. So are you on that list? Or are you like, yeah, we just send Mike to our problem clients? Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Okay. Always love in BNI when somebody goes, yeah, Mike, I got a referral for you. Whew, they're a doozy. Good luck. Like, did I make you mad one day on getting that client? So again, top of mind, what are you doing to be in that real short recall window of, oh, yes, you need to call so and so, right? So you got your homework, figure out something you're going to do, you're going to implement consistently to stay top of mind. A lot of people like texting. If I know you, I'll take a text. If I don't know you, I don't like spam business text. Hey, Mike, we're new into the Raleigh area and we do this. Like, block. We need to find a better way to get to know each other. Okay. But you may like that, and that's fine. You may try that. Some businesses find success with that, right? Is it a handwritten note? Is it a just popping by? Let's say they have a brick and mortar business and you're in the area. Amnon had a visitor the other day, Matt Yablanowski, been on the show a couple times, a credit card processor with retained revenue. He wrote a book, and I know Matt, and Amnon was on his radar for a reason. He knows where Amnon lives, and he knew I'm going to be by that way on Friday. So, and I know he's got books in his car, and so he made it a point to come by to see Amnon. Do you do that? Do you do that?
And it was wrapped real nice too.
Oh, yeah, Matt's first class, man. Yeah, you want to fly first class airfare, you get on Mad Airlines, okay? But it's those little things that keep you top of mind. So think about how you are communicating with your clients and referral partners. Because remember, you need the referral partners to help get you more clients. Okay. So make a list of how you communicate with them and when you do that. Do you have a CRM, a customer management system? Okay. Mike, we met on this day. He does this. Here's his contact information. Here's when we met. Here's how we met. Here's some notes. Okay. Here's some notes. One of those columns should be last talked to, or however you want to phrase that. So you know on January 7th was the last time I've communicated with Mike. What are you going to do with that information? I may not need anything for a while, but hey, something's going to connect, right? So think about that. So that's one of your homework assignments. And again, openmictalk@gmail.com. Would love a success story. You can even put it on there. Don't talk about me on the air. If you do talk about my story, don't give my name out. Great. Okay. But we've got to stay top of mind, and this is how you do it. All right. So enjoyed the time again, folks. Always love sharing these tidbits with you because it matters. It's those little things. You may be one of the biggest businesses in the area, in the city you live in, but your competitors are probably doing a lot of these things. So you need to as well. Never take a client for granted. Never take a referral partner for granted, right? So again, been fun, folks, and we'll see everybody next time on Capital to the Coast BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.